Welcome to Keep What You Earn, your judgment and jargon-free zone for entrepreneurs of all levels. Get ready to learn how to scale your business, save money in taxes, and create a business that grows your wealth. If it feels like the financial side of business is like eating your vegetables, well, then think of this podcast as the ranch dressing to make the process a little more enjoyable. My name is Shannon Weinstein. I'm a CPA and business owner on a mission to simplify money and empower others through knowledge. I hope this episode inspires you to take action, but remember that the information we share is for educational purposes only and is not individual tax advice. Now that we got that out of the way, let's start the show. If you've been listening to the show for a while, or if you know me and you're familiar with how I think, it's going to come as no surprise that I came up with this brilliant analogy the other day as I was talking to somebody about their role in their business and how you need to not over rely on yourself in your business. So we've heard this a bajillion times that as a business owner, you should not be the one thing that's holding it all together. You will be for a period of time. That's basically it's kind of the dues you pay in building a business is that it is kind of all on you for a while. But once you have the resources available to actually hire people and to instill processes, you should be doing that as quickly as you can. It's the most worthwhile investment you can make. And I think that I probably waited too long to do that. And I think it can get confusing, this advice you're given that's like build your brand, but also distance yourself from your business. And this is the biggest thing is how I would describe this when I say build your brand, but also not become the whole business. This is how I was thinking about it. I was explaining this to somebody the other day and I was saying, yeah, I know it's really confusing to think about that. And I think I've also teetered on, one or the other too and thought, okay, well, I need to be front and center. I need to be on camera. I need to host a podcast. I need to do all these things because I am the business. But then what I realized was, wait, there's a way that you can do a little bit of both without contradicting. And the best way I can describe it is in the movie that is your business, you would like to be the director, not the lead actor. Okay. Be the director, not the lead actor. So you want to produce a movie that can stand on its own. Okay. But you don't want to be the lead actor and the director because as the business owner, you are inherently the director. Nobody else can be the director. But I don't know if you've seen this, if you've seen like these actors who are also the directors of their own episodes of a show, or you can see them kind of jumping behind the director's chair and then going in and acting and then coming back out. That's entrepreneurship in a nutshell in your first few years is you're sitting and you're wearing both hats and you're sitting in both seats. And over time though, I think if you emphasize too much building the brand as opposed to building the systems, you end up taking the seat of actor and you vacate the director's seat. I'm going to say that again. You take the role of actor and you vacate the director's seat. And then you're more interested in being on camera, either literally or figuratively. But in this analogy, you're more interested in being on camera than running the show of what's going on. You just want to be front and center. Maybe you just want the stage time or the screen time. The problem with that is that if you're hyper focused on that and making yourself the center of attention, the center of the focal point, then what ends up happening is that there's no director to kind of wrangle everybody else. And there's really everything is about you, but then you get sick. But then, you need to actually produce the show. You need to edit the TV show. You need to go and do all the things. And it's all scattered because you were so focused on learning your lines and hair and makeup and other things. And what's so funny is this could literally be translated for content creators, but I'm speaking figuratively as the actor, as the star of the show. You have to be really careful about seeking stardom versus seeking a legacy. Because here's the thing, when you develop a really strong brand, think of this, when you produce movies that are so good, the director then transcends the actors. So think about famous directors. Think about your Steven Spielberg or, Christopher Nolan or these names that we keep hearing over and again at the Oscars. And when you think about it, these actors can't wait to work with these directors because they know they do good work. And directors can make way more money because they'll have hit after hit because they know the formula to make a great movie. You can be a great actor in a shitty movie. My point being that you can have a great brand and a shitty business, you know? And the business, if you have a shitty business and a great brand, you simply have a means to bring a lot of traffic into your business, but a business that doesn't convert them. Without that, it doesn't matter. So without being able to direct and produce and arrange the movie, it doesn't matter how good of an actor you are because that movie is never going to get produced. It's never going to be released to film. It's never going to be marketed. And you're never going to get that award that you so desire or whatever it is. Hey, Shannon here, and I have a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying this podcast and enjoying this episode, please leave us a review on your podcast platform, whether that's Apple, Spotify, Amazon, any of them, and let us know if you're enjoying the show. One of your biggest takeaways, we would really, really appreciate it. Okay, back to the show. 'Cause I think people are just too hyper focused on building their brands, and I'm not saying don't build your brand. I'm saying that you can build your brand and become known for something without making it the sole focus. I think, and tell me if I'm wrong, because you know better than I do. I think we've done a pretty good job at building brand because you know what I stand for generally. You know some of the opinions I have. You know what to expect when you talk to me, probably. You know how I approach situations. You know how I speak, how I handle problems, right? That's part of my brand. That's part of my company's brand, my company's culture. And I think that when new employees come into the company, for example, and they're familiar with my content, they kind of understand what they're getting into because they're like, well, I know your brand, but the brand doesn't overtake. Like if you came into my company and you decided to work with us, but another person did your accounting, another person did your CFO stuff. Yeah, you'd interact with me. But if there are other employees working with you, I think that's just part of the process is like, well, yeah, this is Shannon's business, but she's not going to be, the one person I meet with every single time. It's not just Shannon running the show here. She's got a whole team behind it. But I know this is a Shannon directed musical or Shannon directed company. So I know that the vision is there. I know that I can see her vision and I know what her vision looks like and I know how she approaches this. And I know that she is directing all these people. Therefore, I trust the process. Therefore, I trust that Shannon as a director is going to bring in the right actors. She's going to bring in the right, field crew. And that's the most important thing when you're starting to build your business is put yourself in the seat of the director that is trustworthy, the director that has, notable credentials, and then people will want to work with you and people will come to expect quality from you. But if you solely focus on your credentials as the lead actor, if you want to be the Leo DiCaprio, the Brad Pitt, whatever, then just know that your work, what you do is only going to be as good as the business you can build behind it. Because otherwise, you're a good actor, but you're going to have a lot of trouble finding the work to do if there isn't anything to back it up. So, that's my best explanation as to what it feels like to focus on brand versus business building and why it's so important because financially, I always take it back to the numbers. You have got to learn how to direct the show first before you star in it. And you have to leverage your talents where they make sense, and I would strongly recommend that as you embark on your own entrepreneurship journey, you take this with you and think, okay, when it comes to my business, how often am I sitting in the director's seat versus the lead actor seat? Am I playing both roles, but am I skewed one way or the other? And could I rebalance the time I'm spending in each of those seats right now? Because in your early stages, yeah, you're going to be in both seats, but I would just say don't overemphasize one versus the other. Hey, small business owners, are you tired of juggling payroll, benefits, and HR tasks? If so, I want to introduce you to our payroll provider of choice, Gusto, the #1 rated HR and payroll platform trusted by thousands of businesses just like yours. With Gusto, you can streamline payroll, manage benefits, and more, all in one easy-to-use platform. But here's the kicker. When you sign up and run your first payroll through our special link below in the show notes, you'll score a sweet deal, a $100 Visa gift card. That's right. Just $100 for clicking the link below and get started to claim your reward. Don't let payroll headaches hold you back from building your team and growing your business. Join the Gusto family today and take the first step towards simplifying your HR processes while snagging a bonus along the way. Click the link in the show notes now to learn more and set up your payroll. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating and review on your podcast platform. This small action goes a long way for podcasters to get our message heard by more business owners just like you. Be sure to check out the show notes for links to information about our guests and ways to get in touch with me. We'll see you on the next episode.